Hey everyone, welcome back to FedBiz Exchange. I'm Michelle Brown, your coach and your mentor. This is part 2 of SBA EIDL loan application declined for credit. In this video, I'm going to walk you through step by step what you need to do to turn that decline into an approval, and it can be done. You just need to be confident. You need to do the things that Chrys and I have written about to help you understand the steps you need to take to get your loan approved. Here we go. And don't forget, guys, I know government contracting can be somewhat challenging, but don't forget you have Ask Michelle B. Just click on the link in the comment section. Ask me anything, anytime. And you know what I'm going to say. Don't forget to click on the red button and subscribe. Now let's get into the video. Before I review the structure of the SBA EIDL reconsideration letter that we are going to give to you as a template, you can click on the link in the comment section and download it. I want to mention to you that Chrys Wilson is one of my business experts for small businesses specifically. She works with small businesses all over the country, and she and I work together to put this template on YouTube specifically for you guys so that you can download it and use it. All you got to do is fill in the blanks. I'm going to tell you the structure first, but Chrys is an expert in this area, and she and I discuss what should be in the letter because this is what she does with her clients, and they get reconsidered and they get approved. So that's what we're about to do. Chrys will be back on next week because she had a lot of things going on in Texas. They had the storms, they had the outages, but I'm so happy that she'll be joining us next week. And we're going to talk about the EIDL forms that you're required to submit, but not just for the EIDL, but also just for your business. Because you have to do 1099s, you have to do 940s, and Chrys is going to talk to us about all of that. So let's go ahead and review the structure of your letter. So the first thing your letter is going to have is the address, meaning you need to take and use the address information that we give to you. You don't even have to look for it. You need to address the letter appropriately. That means with the SBA's information and then also with your information. So you're going to tell the SBA who you are. You're going to tell them why you're writing to them. You're going to tell them the exact attachments that you are sending and including. You're going to respond to the reason why you were denied, how it affected your credit negatively, meaning the COVID and the situation, or even if you had some previous things, we address that too. What you're doing about the negative credit and why that is not going to impact you getting this loan. Also, you're going to give a brief history, just 2, maybe 3 lines, about your business, when it started, the type of business, so on and so forth. You're going to talk about the loss that your business has experienced due to COVID-19 and how it affected you, your employees, your contracts, your future relationships, and any revenue or income you would have had if COVID had not hit. So these things are very important, but you're not going to write a long 3-page letter. You're going to do it very succinctly. Chrys outlined the things you need to consider, and I wrote the letter to make sure that I included everything she wanted us to put in here, and then I structured it to make it easy for you to read and to fill in the blanks and submit. It's going to be very simple for you. And lastly, You're working hard to keep your doors open. They need to know this. They need to understand and see you as a person and a business, because this is all about disaster. It really is. And if you guys don't get the help that you need, it's going to affect our communities all over the country, no matter what community you live in, no matter where you live. As a small business, you can't hire people. If you close your doors, you have to start all over. They get that, but they just need you to explain that to them. Okay? And then you're going to ask them for reconsideration, tell them how much money you need and what you're going to do with it, basically. Okay, so here is a copy of the letter. This is exactly what it looks like when you download it from my website. It's going to give you an exact copy of this template. Everything highlighted in yellow needs to go after you've completed in the yellow section. So the instructions are right here, but you will need to remove them once you've completed the letter. So everything in yellow where there's a line, you need to fill in information or replace information. And right behind here, it gives you what you need to do, right behind the line where you need to insert information. So you're going to delete this information, all of it in yellow, after you've answered. Okay, so let's just go over the first area. And it's kind of self-explanatory. Some of you are used to doing this, but some of you are not. So this letter is in response to the denial letter my company received on. You need to put in a date right here, okay? And then you get rid of the rest of this information. List the date that is on the letter. It's very important that you pay attention to detail when you're doing this. It'll be quick, but you need to make sure that you delete what's in parentheses and that you highlight all of the yellow and then take out the highlight for the yellow. It needs to be white to match the letter. So this letter should be all black and white before you send it. Okay, it is kind of self-explanatory, but some of you are not used to doing administrative type stuff like this, but it is designed to be a fill-in. So that's the first paragraph. You're telling them why you're writing to them. The second paragraph, you've already told them what you're sending them. The 4506T, that's your tax information. Okay, some of you have that form, some of you don't. But if you don't have that form, just send them a copy of your maybe 1-year taxes or something like that. Maybe some summary pages, just to make things legitimate. They need to know who you are. Sole proprietor, LLC, corporation, it does not matter. And if they need more information, they'll ask you. But tell them what you've attached to the document, okay? And then in the third paragraph, you're going to say, or you're going to leave it this way, but this is what you're stating. As stated in your decline letter, I was denied the EIDL due to. Now, the reason is going to come from the denial letter. They sent you a letter telling you that you were declined for credit. That's what you put in there, just credit. Okay? And then you go on to say, my personal credit score is low due to, now we've given you some explanations here, inaccurate and old accounts, or due to my company's loss of income over the last year. This is why I believe we should not have small businesses penalized for credit issues during COVID. That's kind of crazy to me, but I mean, it's what they want to do. So we need to respond accordingly because they probably know that, but they still have procedures to follow. Okay. The rest of this you can leave or change as you see fit. We try to make this very much so that this would take you maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and all you need to do is fill in these areas. Okay? Next paragraph, the fourth paragraph, you're going to tell your story in a couple of lines. For instance, I started my small business how many years ago? Put that number of how many years or how many months, even if it's only been a short period of time. COVID affected your ability to make money and to continue to produce revenue and bring in new customers. So you need to tell that story. Now, we wrote something here for you, but you can change that up a little bit. Don't make it too long. Make it very succinct and to the point. Okay? Then you're going to tell what your company does and what you provide. Something maybe about your customers if you want to. Okay, like in this case, I'm in the food service business. I provide catering services to schools, hospitals, and senior homes. Okay, so all of that you're going to change, and then you're going to unhighlight it. It's just going to be plain text. Okay, and then you're going to tell where your company is located. My company is located in city and state. And then you're going to tell them that your business was doing very well before COVID. You're also going to state, you'll see a little bit further down in the letter, the fact that most of you, this is not for everyone, but most of you started your business from nothing, meaning you financed your own business. I have a statement in there about that because you need to make sure that they understand you have not been depending on loans. This only happened to you because of COVID. Even if your credit was not perfect or good, you can have a business. There are lots of people that have businesses and their credit is not perfect. So you started this from scratch. You did this. You did well. And that's what the bottom of the letter says. So change this letter as you see fit, but make sure that you stay within the realm of what we told you to do and say in this letter. Now on the last page, you're simply going to state once again that you are requesting reconsideration for this loan. You're also going to tell them the amount you need. Now some people might say, well, what if they don't approve you for that amount? It doesn't matter. You need to ask for what you need. If you need 35,000, you need to say that. If you need 40,000, say that. Because once you get approved, you can always come back for more. Okay? And that's not your problem. You got to learn and remember to ask people for what you want. Don't think about what they want to give you. Ask for what you want and what you need, because this is going to allow you to keep your doors open. And that is what the last paragraph basically says. Now, again, if you want to change the wording a little bit, go ahead and do that. But the last thing you need to fill in at the bottom of the letter, the last paragraph, is the amount of dollars you would like the government to approve you for. And then the only other thing would be fill in your name, your title, if you're the CEO or if you work for the CEO, or if you, like Chrys does this paperwork, her company does this type of paperwork for lots of different types of businesses, small nonprofits, churches, for-profits. So you can allow someone to do this for you if you want, but just make sure that you sign it and that they have your correct information. Okay? And your application number is very important. Now, I will also give you guys down in the link below the 800 number to call to verify that they received the information. Okay? That's also very important that you keep talking to them because they will talk to you. You need to keep asking, where's my application? What do you need? Has there been a decision yet? Don't give up. Keep your business moving, but this could really help re-energize your business. So do this. If you need this, do this. In summary, there's one last thing I want to talk to you about. That is the attached documents that you're going to send. Now, if you don't have a 4506 form, now how would you get that? Because they sent it to you. Some of you were declined and maybe they asked for more information. So if you have a 4506 form, fill it out, sign it. It's only a couple of pages, sign it and send it back. Now, during this process of reconsideration, they may send you one after you send them the reconsideration. You sign it and fill it out. I told you Chrys and I are going to go over all of the documents because this is not going to just happen, in a day. You're probably going to go through a certain amount of communications and back and forth documents with the SBA once you ask for a reconsideration. They're going to start sending you forms to complete and things like that. Schedule of liability, you don't probably have that, but if you're using QuickBooks or something like that, if you can print out, or if you have an accountant, ask your accountant to print out a schedule of your liabilities. If you don't have that, the government will probably send you one. When Chrys and I go over these forms next week, you will know what that looks like. And as a business owner, you should know what these things are and what they look like, okay? But Chrys is very good at that. I'm going to have her on and she's going to share with us what all of these forms are and what they mean. I know some of you, probably most of you, a lot of you do your allow someone else to do your business taxes. So you don't really think about these things a lot, but you're going to need to become familiar with them, because if you stick with me and you're winning lots of contracts, you're probably going to be hiring more people. You're going to have a lot more money in your business, and there are a lot of things you need to do. So you need to understand what these things are. So if you don't have the 4506 right now, don't worry about it. You can send them a copy of one of your previous year's tax returns. I would say 2019, if you've been in business for a while, any tax returns that will show that you were an active business, even if you were a sole proprietor. Okay, utilities for your facility if you have one, and proof of income or revenue generated is very important. Let's say you bought a limousine company and you use Square or Stripe or something like that for your passengers that ride in your limousine. You need to go back to however you collect your money and get a printout of the activity in your business that you had, the income you generated, the revenue over the past, I would say the past 2 years, if you can, to show that you were actually in business, making money, doing very well. Again, we're going to have more information about these documents, but if you don't have all of these things, go ahead and send the reconsideration letter anyway. All I want you to do is at least, at minimum, attach your revenue generated and some tax returns if you have it available, if it's ready for 2019 or 2020. Okay? Bank statements, also, you could use bank statements to show your income. Bank statements don't lie. And I know even if you work with a lot of cash in your business, most of you are still putting money in the bank. So you need to be able to demonstrate that you were making money.